Imagine the scene. It's 2:17 in the morning. The entire city is asleep, and in the dead quiet of a high-rise apartment, a single sound cuts through the silence. A phone vibrates on a nightstand. Arjun, half awake, fumbles for it, squinting against the bright screen. He has one new message. Just 3 words. The message is blunt. Don't open the door. Arjun's a video editor, so weird hours and solitude are pretty normal for him. He figures, it's gotta be a prank, a wrong number, some kind of glitch. But then he sees who sent it. And this is where it gets completely impossible. The message is from his own number. And the timestamp? It's for tomorrow. Right then, the world just kind of stops making sense. So his mind is just racing, right? He's scrambling for any logical reason. A software bug? Some kind of weird network error? He even mutters to himself, trying to make it all seem normal, but the sound of his own voice just feels hollow in the empty room. And just then, as if on cue, he hears it. 3 slow, deliberate knocks on his front door. The impossible digital warning just became very, very real. That knock, it wasn't frantic. It was confident. Like whoever was out there knew he was awake. A chill just snakes down his spine. It's 2:18 a.m. And as he's staring down that dark hallway, his phone buzzes again. The new message is instant. It's a direct response to the knock. His hands are literally shaking now as he tries to type, his mind just spinning. He types, "Who is this?" The reply comes back in a split second. A single, impossible word. You. In a moment of sheer desperation, he tries to call his own number. Of course, the phone in his hand just lights up. Nothing. Just the sound of his own ragged breathing filling the silence. He finds himself creeping towards the door. The floorboards are ice cold under his feet. His hand reaches for the people. He just has to know. But then, another buzz. If you look, it will know you're home. He snatches his hand back like he's been burned. And that's when he hears it. Not a monster, not a growl. It's quiet. It's the simple, intimate sound of someone breathing, just on the other side of the thin wooden door. Someone just waiting. He stumbles backwards, fumbling for the light switch. The room is flooded with this harsh yellow light, and for a second, just a second, the familiar sight of his own home makes him feel safe. But that feeling is shattered by the buzz of his phone. Survive what? He whispers to himself. The message confirms it. The thing is still out there. He thinks about running, about banging on his neighbor's doors for help, but then another text comes through. Do not go into the hallway. There are no neighbors left. His home is no longer a sanctuary. It's a cage. Suddenly, the rules are changing. The danger isn't just at the door anymore. It's inside with him. And his eyes are immediately drawn to the single tall mirror at the end of the hall, reflecting the empty space. Okay, so he looks at the actual hallway. It's normal. But then he glances back at its reflection, and it's wrong. It's subtly, impossibly stretched out. There's a patch of darkness at the far end that just shouldn't be there. And as he's staring, he sees a shape slip out of view in that reflected darkness. And then the lights go out. Total darkness. Arjun screams, and the beam from his phone's flashlight is just this frantic, wild thing cutting through the black. The mirror is just a void. And then, another message. This feels like the final rule, the most important one. He reads the words, and in the silence that follows, he hears a voice. His own voice. It calls out, "Arjun, where are you?" The voice calls his name again, closer this time. And it's not just a good imitation. It is a perfect, flawless copy of his own voice. A trap, designed to use the one sound in the world he's supposed to trust. He's shaking so hard he can barely type. His mind is just breaking. How? How is any of this possible? The reply that comes back is the one that changes everything. A mistake, a pattern, a cycle. At the same time, he hears footsteps echoing through the apartment, coming from a direction that makes absolutely no sense. And that's when the awful truth hits him. He's not in a one-time event. He's trapped in a loop, doomed to live this same night again and again. He frantically texts, "How do I break it?" The answer is so simple and so terrifying. Don't let it behind you. He whips around, his flashlight cutting through the empty air. There's nothing there. But in the black, reflective screen of his microwave, for just a split second, he sees it. A tall shape, standing right over his shoulder. He turns again. It's gone. Just like that. The power clicks back on. The lights hum to life. And for a second, a beautiful, fleeting second, everything is normal. He lets out this shaky laugh of pure relief. But then he sees it. His front door is unlocked and hanging open. Just a crack. His phone starts buzzing uncontrollably, a final flurry of messages. He hears footsteps in the hall, and then absolute silence. A silence so deep he can hear the blood pounding in his ears. And then he feels it, warm breath on the back of his neck. He can't turn, he just raises his phone, his trembling fingers somehow switching the camera to selfie mode. He sees his own face, pale with terror, and looking over his shoulder, a twisted, broken reflection of himself. A smile stretched impossibly wide, eyes like dark, empty holes. The next morning, of course, Arjun is gone. But his phone is there, lying on the floor. And on the screen, a new message is scheduled to be sent at 2:17 a.m. Don't open the door. You see, the warning was never meant to be a lifeline. It was the script. It was a promise that the echo would continue forever.